Do you suffer from a little bit of social anxiety? If so, I have 2 tips that truly help out a lot. So one of them is called rapport. Basically, when we first meet someone, we sort of judge them. Like, how do they sit? Like, you know, subconsciously, we're like, oh yeah, this person's like really cool. Or this person's kind of like, you know, we just judge. So by sort of mimicking their vibe, like their energy level, with their voice and physicality, then I'm doing the dishes, forgive that noise. In doing that, we sort of pause that moment of judgment, and we just get to the point where we truly are making a connection and are having a nice conversation. And most importantly of all, we can actually be of help, which is the second point. For instance, if we have a person that's like, oh my god, what I did on the weekend was so amazing, blah, 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 we want to be like, oh my god, tell me more. And then do you do this like every weekend? So I'm matching them with like the physicality, they move quite a bit, and their voice is like really like, you know, energetic and high pitched and up there, you know, so I'm matching them. However, if a person's more like, yeah, and so I finished writing my book this past weekend, it was pretty cool, we can slowly make our way to, no way, oh my gosh, and did you always want to be a writer? And I don't know about you, but like I'm personally like fascinated by people, like curious. In Spanish we have the saying, la curiosidad mató al gato, curiosity killed the cat. I'm pretty sure it's the same thing in English. Anyway, so it's just being genuinely curious about other people. Other people tend to love talking about themselves. So it's just like a space where you get to expand our perspective of the world, see how other people see the world, which is really exciting. And when we shift the focus on, oh my god, are the clothes that I'm wearing kind of ridiculous, or they're not as cool as the other people, or my makeup's kind of not cool, or maybe I'm not cool enough, to actually focus on them. You know, even if it's a positive thing that we're focusing on ourselves, like, oh my god, I look great tonight. That's great, but that's not as like connective with someone else. Like, it's great if we have that, like, oh yes, I'm feeling myself, but not the whole night, because then you're a bit like inaccessible, just to have a normal conversation. But yes, it's really good to have positive self-talk for sure. And the second thing I do, I'm running out of time, but yes, so we're gonna nail it, is so the first thing we did was rapport, and the second thing I do is change again what I was saying, which is change the focus from myself to the other person. And how do I do this? By repeating a question in my head, which is, how do I help? Sometimes helping out is literally just listening to them and being present for them, and not thinking about what I'm going to answer next, because that's not truly listening. It's literally just having a blank mind and just taking everything in. And don't worry, an answer will come at the end when they finish talking. You're like, oh my gosh, that's so cool. Yeah. And then the other thing is, you can literally just like help out by, buying some food and snacks, whatever. If you like the content of personal growth or acting, then follow or comment